too. My name is Kunta Brown, and I'm presenting this with my brother.
Concern African.
Today we have been discussing about something very important to the continent, and we might not have the right platform, but today we decided to bring it here for everyone to listen to this issue and also think about it. The issue that we are discussing today, that my brother has termed it medical tourism. Medical tourism is something that we are all know about. Maybe we might not know that is going on in our continent. So, Concern will throw more light on what we meant by medical tourism. Brother, can you go over concern?
Yes, so, yeah, thank you very much for these great important topics. And it's a very important topic that we Africans should talk about. It might be happening in other continents, but the continent that is very indebted to this topic is the African. And when we talk about medical tourism, it's about citizen traveling from his home country to another country to seek medical attention. Now, the medical tourism is costing Africa billions of dollars. Surprisingly, I mean billions with a B. And these medical tourism is dwarfing our health system to the ground. And it's something that we have to look into critically to see if there are any policies or ways to revert these billions that we are giving to foreign countries as opposed in developing our healthcare system in Africa.
So you meant to say medical tourism is a way that our leaders, especially in African continent, they move to different parts of the world outside in African continent to seek medical attention for as little as maybe ear infection to brain surgery and whatever surgical procedure that they seek for, that most of them could be done on our continent, right?
Absolutely correct. It's very appalling, and I think it's something that we should be looking into for the past over the past 3 to 4 decades, and it has been happening, and it looks as if it's not abating. It's not going to stop.
This is very true when we look at our leadership. I'm talking about our government and their protocols and ministers of state and presidents and what have you. It's very important because these leaders keep moving our money onto different continents to seek medical attention that we are saying it could be done on the continent. Even at this present condition, with all the medical dwarfism that we are talking about, that we have right now, some of these medical procedure that they move to Europe, they move to North America, they move to Japan to seek this medical attention could be done on the continent as we are talking right now. But they are not doing that. Why are they not doing that, Concern?
Well, the reason they're not doing that is most of our leaders lack confidence in our medical system, and as a result of that, they think that the health system abroad is very conducive and is very well prepared, in order to take care of them. Like typical example, you're talking about the ear infection, for example. A notable person that normally goes to ear infection, and we talk about Buhari, the current president of Nigeria, was traveling to United Kingdom, simple as ear infection to take care of himself. And as early as 2018, the deputy president of South Africa, David Mabuza, was interviewed in Mpumalanga in South Africa when he was during the campaign, and he told reporters that, look, I went to Russia for medical checkup, and they asked him why. He said because the Russians have my medical record, and as far as it's concerned, it's good to go to Russia to speak to a doctor that actually have your medical records. So some of the excuses that come up in relation why they travel abroad for medical treatment is bizarre. But it's just a situation, and it's been happening since the 80s to present. And I think it's time for us, and year on year, the information and the monetary budget that comes in relation to this medical tourism is appalling, and it can transform the entire continent health-wise if these leaders, the current and the past, will obviously invest this fund into our health system. It will change the dynamics of Africa health-wise.
That is very true. Based on our investigation that we have done as a Mzazi Africa, what we have done so far, just in 2017, the numbers that we saw were so appalling. And thinking about how much money the continent of Africa spent outside the continent is bizarre. Like you say, you think we are thinking about $6 billion that our leaders spent outside the continent. They moved this money to these advanced countries to seek for medical treatment. Like I said, some of them as little as ear infection, some of them as little as minute surgical procedure. And like you said, because they don't have confidence in our healthcare system that they are in charge of, the healthcare system that they say they don't have the confidence, because of that, they are going to Europe, they are going to North America to seek for extra medical attention. They are in charge of it. They are in charge of it. So in the year 2017, our continent, the continent of Africa, spent $6 billion on medical tourism. And based on our investigation that we have done so far, that $6 billion, half of it, that is $3 billion, could establish, build from scratch, 3.2 hectares square meter of a hospital building, including all the medical equipment and everything that you are thinking about. The only thing that you don't have in that building will be the human beings working in there. But thinking about the telephone system, intercom system, sewage system, everything, you should $3.2 billion should be able to build that facility that our leaders should not travel to any other continent to seek for this medical treatment. And the effect of this medical tourism is so deep that if you don't discuss about it, very soon, very, very soon, not than later, all our medical professionals, they will leave the continent. That a time will come because we are not investing. So when you are sick and you go to the hospital, there's nothing. It's like a medical doctor working in Iraq, in the war front, that medical without borders. They just just be genius, try to use anything to save a patient. But that should not happen. That should not happen on the continent. That should not happen in their homes. That there's no war, right? There's no war. So we are thinking about how can the leaders think about this particular issue and find an amicable solution to this problem, because it is something that is crippling the whole healthcare system on the continent. If our leaders, from the president of Ghana to the president of Zimbabwe to South Africa to Mozambique to Cape Verde, everywhere, if they cannot put their resources together, thinking about all the $6 billion that they spent in 2017, that they spent in Europe, they spent this money, some of them in North America, some of them in Japan and other parts of advanced countries to seek for medical attention. If they can channel this money, right? I'm not saying they shouldn't take care of their health. Yes, their health is important, but they can invest this money into our own healthcare system that will be able to take care of them better than what they are getting from the outside continent. And this is an issue that we are bringing it to you, for you to think about it, for you to consider it, for you to talk to your leadership, for you to talk to your MPs, for you to talk to your ministers, that if they have that luxury to move money, right, from Ghana, Bank of Ghana, from Ibadan, from wherever that you might think about, right, and take this money to American healthcare system for them to develop their healthcare system so that next time when they come back, they also have money to treat them. Why can't we invest that money into the continent of Africa? Because we have some very important and very skillful individuals on the continent in terms of like healthcare professionals. Because even when they come here, some of the doctors who do take care of them are Africans. So the issue is not that we don't have the professionals on the continent, but the issue is lack of investment, right?
Absolutely. The investment is the confidence that people are not ready to put in. Information has in 2001 there was a meeting of head of states in Abuja, and in the summit a pledge was made that all African countries should invest 50% of their GDP towards health. Now this meeting was set up. There was an agreement. A communique was signed that that's going to be the protocol for all African countries in 2001. And 2001 to present, I think it's only 3 countries in Africa that have honored that protocol that was signed in 2001. And these were Rwanda, Botswana, and I think the other one was Tanzania. And that have obviously moved a step closer to the 15% of medical healthcare, to improve medical healthcare in the country. But having said that, between 2001 to present, you remember that WHO gave ambassadorship to His Excellency Mugabe, may so rest in peace, dealing with medical care. But you realize that his ambassadorship absolutely meant nothing because he himself died in Singapore for medical treatment. Whilst he was in Singapore for treatment, his home, there were a lot of healthcare strike, practitioners weren't really practicing. And you also recall 2016, Buhari also came to the UK for almost 3 to 4 months for treatment. And you also recall Yadwa, also went to Saudi Arabia for so long time, and good luck, his vice president took over the hemisphere until he came back and he died. At the same time, you also remember very well that 2016, Ali Omabongo of Gabon,
Right.
also had sickness and also stayed abroad for a very long time, stayed in France until he came back.
And even the ex-president of Ghana, the president Tamils also, right?
Absolutely. That's right. And you also recall that 2 Zambia's presidents also died abroad. One of them being Levi Michael, and the other one, David Santaba. The list
keeps going on and on.
It's keep going on. It's look as if it's not ending in circle. So these are things that are very important that we have to look. And we talk about the fund, the money that goes to this country. It's an enormous fund. I mean, we've talked about it for the past 10 minutes. So there is something that we have to do. Because when you go to Uganda, they will tell you that its ministers, the fund that the states give to its ministers, they purposely have a fund for the incumbent ministers that they spend abroad for medical treatments. And every year, the amount of money that's reserved for the incumbent ministers for treatment abroad is enough to build 10 hospitals in Uganda.
Oh, that's crazy, right?
It's how sad and embarrassing it is. And the consequences of this that our leaders are going abroad is gradually creeping into the ordinary citizens. Right. So the ordinary citizens that have work to do are also following the same footsteps. Say, oh no, if our leaders can't set by example and they are not ready to treat themselves here in Botswana, in whatever country they might find themselves in Africa, and they're going abroad, then we might as well follow suit. So it's becoming from leadership to the ordinary citizens.
Right. And my issue might not even be dealing with the ordinary citizen. Fine, because we lead from the front, right? You cannot be a leader who is behind. You lead from the front. So if our leaders, our presidents, our ministers of state, our Department of Health directors and all those people, if they are seeking for healthcare treatment in abroad, if an ordinary citizen have their own money, I think you cannot complain about that. We have to deal with those people who are using our taxpayers' money, right? In our last video, we talked about the coronavirus and its effect on the continent of Africa. This one thing that we can tie it back to that. You see, Recently, I saw an article that the Ghana government is saying that the $100 million, right? Was it $100 million
Absolutely.
that they allocated for Corona is gone? And out of that money, right, they have also received additional $125 million from Federal Republic of Germany.
Absolutely.
And it is very sad. It's like, right, you are a firefighter, that there's a fire in your house. There's a fire in your house that is blazing, and you want to leave your house, or you are expecting somebody to leave his house burning to come and help you to quench your fire. Does it make sense to you
Absolutely.
that you want Federal Republic of Germany to take care of their own healthcare system and come and give you money to take care of your citizens?
It doesn't make sense.
With all the resources that we have on our continent of Africa, we are still cannot take care of this issue. And we were able to spend $6 billion, right? Is it not the same money that they are bringing a penny of it, just tiny of it, for you as an aid, and you are so happy to receive it? You are receiving $125 million, right, from Federal Republic of Germany, but you spend $6 billion on healthcare, and you're telling me you don't have money, so you are going for aid for $125 million. Why is the country were able to spend $6 billion?
You see, all of this.
Lack of leadership, it's lack of vision, it's lack of, I don't know how to put it, but this issue is crippling the healthcare system on the continent, and we are here to talk about it. We are here to throw more light on it.
I'm absolutely sure that, to be blunt about it, it has to do with a waste of corruption. It's massive corruption that is belangering the African continent for years. I mean, there's no two ways about it. We don't have to mess with it. You see, it's always been when it calls spade a spade. You see, it has been happening for years. It's a massive waste of corruption and non-accountability. That is what is whipping the continent as a whole. It's not until Africa has to look into themselves in the face and say, look, we have to end this corrupt system that we have on a daily basis. Until then, nothing meaningful will happen. We have to make this happen. It's about time that we have to be serious and focused about this. We have to use our social media weapon power that we have as a people and make sure that our leaders are accountable. And again, we as a citizen must have some form of political will, whereby none of our leaders or leaders, or wherever they might find a position, to travel abroad for medical attention under no circumstances. Because when you look around, most of these people don't come to us for treatment.
No.
Now, another breeding ground for medical tourism is India. Most of our people travel to India for health these days. They go to Saudi Arabia. Just imagine Saudi Arabia. How old is Saudi Arabia?
They go to Cuba.
Absolutely. You see, so it's just something that we have to look at. It's a massive waste. How on earth are you leaving your country with all these millions of dollars, wasting them abroad? You are building someone's country, someone's continent indirectly at the expense of yours. So right. Something has to be given.
Yeah. So we are. We have to talk about this issue again, concern, because thinking about the effect, right? The money that we mentioned as $6 billion in 2017 is excluding the hotel fee that they paid. It's excluding the private jet or the government plane parking in the hangar for 3 months, right? Because our research has shown that the vice president of Nigeria spent 360,000 pounds sterling to pay for parking fee for plane that he used during his healthcare treatment. So why can't they return the plane back to Nigeria? That when he's well, they will bring the plane back to pick him up. But rather they decided, because that's what I say, there's a corruption. So at the end of the day, when you dig through, we say that devil is in the details. When you go through it, you see that there's somebody who took 36,000 out of this 360,000 pounds sterling, and somebody somewhere also took $50,000 somewhere. So the corruption is an endemic to the continent of Africa, and we as people have to talk about it. We are ending this recording here today. Concern will just give a brief summary about this, but we are coming to you with a second edition of this medical tourism, because we think that there's a way that we can stop this, we can stop the bleeding, and we can actually find a way to build a healthcare system on our continent. So Concern will just summarize today's recording, and then we will come back to you with our next recording about this same topic, medical tourism.
Yes, absolutely. We cannot end such a huge and gigantic topic, in 20 minutes broadcast. It has to go more than that. And we're going to come out with very current figures, the staggering figures. What are the 6 billion we're talking about? I mean, however, it's very absolute that when we speak to our European counterparts, like the National Health Service and other health system abroad, the figures, they're very hating about it, because they don't want to come up with it, because at the end it favors them anyway. So it's up to us to go, deeper, to come up with more revealing information for our people to know. I mean, in ZZ Africa, it's not just another platform. I can guarantee you that we go beyond all borders to give you an up-to-date information. And here we give you information, we educate you, and we enlighten you. This is what this platform is about, because it's obviously nowadays that when you look around, most of these platforms only entertain. But the question is, who educates us? This is the reason that in ZZ Africa is formed. We are here to educate, because no matter how entertained you are, if you are not informed or educated, it's all a waste. So until next time, you go down to ZZ Africa, subscribe, and tune into this platform. I'm going to hit you back with the second edition of medical tourism with more enhanced information. So look out for the spider eyes. There's more coming your way. Thank you for watching.
TV, we are here to educate you. So please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that the next upload will just come straight to you. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.